Peace, guys. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Inside of this video, we're going to be teaching you how to create Facebook ads that scale. Now, granted, I don't have a lot of subscribers on my YouTube channel yet. This is the beginning, but if you here and you clicked on this video, you need to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment after watching this video, because this video, I'm going to be giving away so much value, and this is how I'm able to take my clients to 6 and 7 figures in a matter of 3 months, especially when they already have great content for their product, right? So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create Facebook ads that you can scale in 2025. Let me just correct that, right? And these are the 4 pillars that I'm going to go through to, make sure that I'm getting this process done correctly. Now, this process can take hours, 4 hours, 5 hours to do. And the more, you implement this process and you study this, this process and this framework, you'll be able to build way more high converting ads for your clients, for your own stores, or for whatever project you're working on, right? So the first thing that we want to do is, number one, we want to identify the main benefits of the product that you're working with, right? So if you already have a product, you need to identify the main benefits, right? So for this video, I'm going to find a product to work with, and we're going to go through this whole process together. I'm going to show you guys how I would do it, and this is how you could do it, with me as well, if you want to kind of do your own research, right? So number one, we need to identify the product, right? So the product that I'm going to be using for an example for this video is a brand that I follow on Instagram called Herbal City, and I really like this skincare brand. I think they sell really great products. The quality of their content is very high quality. It's just an amazing skincare business, right? So the product I want to start off with is their Fade Butter. This is a butter that is good for hyperpigmentation, dark spots, eczema, stuff like that. People dealing with skin conditions, right? And then here's their website. So this is the website of the product, right? This is called the Fade Butter. And so she got before and after pictures on there. This is, and she kind of lists out what the product is for. So you know how we need to find the benefits. This helps people with dry skin, eczema, hyperpigmentation, dark spots, right? People that are experiencing discoloration, people that are, have sun damage or scars, and, different stuff like that, right? It reduces inflammation, a bunch of different things. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring all this stuff and I'm going to write it here on the sheet. Now, for the sake of this video, I've already done the research because I want to make this very short, and I don't want, because I could be sitting here for hours doing the whole entire video. So I'm going to I made it very organized and short for you guys, so you guys can understand exactly what I'm doing, right? So the product that we're going to be using is the Fade Butter by Herbal City, okay? And these are the benefits of the product, right? So the benefits of this product for dry skin, eczema, hyperpigmentation, dark spots, right? It helps with breakouts, it has anti-inflammatory properties that soothe skin problems. So these are all of the benefits that I was able to gather from doing some research on our product, but also doing some research on the ingredients that are used inside of this product, okay? So I also wrote down a list of the ingredients that are from her, that are included in her product, that I got off our product page. And, sometimes if I feel like the clients are not providing enough benefits around their product, I'll sometimes go through the ingredients and find other ways that their product may solve other issues in different communities or different avatars of people that could use this product and actually gain and benefit from it, right? So, for the sake of her product, she already pretty much did all of the work. I didn't have to do too much. I searched things up with certain ingredients, but I was pretty much getting the same thing that she already provided. So she did a good job at just saying who this product is for. And then, so now that we have identified the main product and the benefits that we're working with, we have completed step 1 in this process, so we can actually check this off. And then the next thing that we want to do is we want to find the avatars that's related to this product, right? So our avatars that are related to this product would be the people that are dealing with hyperpigmentation, dark spots, eczema, dry skin, and breakouts. These will all be different subcategories of avatars that we can speak to in our ads. For this video, we're going to choose eczema. Eczema is going to be the avatar that we're going to be speaking to inside of this video, right? So let's just, the avatar that we're going to choose, we're going to check that out because we already pretty much understand the avatar that we want to use. We want to go with eczema, right? And then the next thing we need to do is we need to learn the desires and problems associated with this audience, right? So the way I do, research to learn about the desires and the problems associated with the audiences that I'm trying to sell to with a certain product, I'll just go straight to TikTok, because TikTok, it's just a great resource to kind of get those in-depth, like data and info on like what people are dealing with around whatever niche that you're trying to learn about. Now sometimes TikTok cannot be reliable, but it's like it's 80% reliable to get me, the things that I need to understand to be able to speak, to the customers and use the language that's going to connect with them, right? So we'll go straight to TikTok, and I already got a few things pulled up on here that we can just use as an example. And so what I would do is I would go on TikTok and I would just pretty much like look through all of the posts and see what are people talking about under the posts that are dealing with eczema, right? Now this lady right here, she has very severe eczema. So we're gonna look, at her comment section to see what people are talking about. And what I would do here is I would look for the comments that have the highest likes, because that's letting me know that people resonated with these comments the most. So the comments that got the highest likes, I would take what they say and I would just like start copying this and putting it on a document, right? So after scrolling through numerous posts, maybe like 10, 15 different posts, I'll just go through and just keep looking at different posts and start copying what, are getting the most likes. Now, it needs to be relevant to the product. Like, for example, there's going to be some comments that, like, people are just putting, like, let me just show you an example. Like this one, pray it works for you, right? I wouldn't copy this comment because it's not really giving me insight on eczema. It's just people, resonate with prayer. So, stuff like that, right? So I wouldn't use that. But I would just keep going through them and copying. And so I've already done this process. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys back to the sheet and just show you what we was able to gather, for the problems that people are dealing with inside of this community, okay? So a lot of the things that I kept seeing is people are talking about how it's embarrassing, right? Their skin feels dry 24/7, it's painful, right? It's frustrating, that it needs to be more attention on eczema because it's so hard living with it, right? So these are all the things that I was able to get from the comment section in TikTok. And then I also was able to write down some alternatives that people use to get rid of eczema, like different products they use in the community. And I wrote that down too because we could also use this to handle objections that people may have in the ad and like later ads that we may want to use around this product. So I wrote down a few alternative products that people use. And then after I was able to find, the problems that people have, the next thing that I wanted to do is start finding the desires that people have, right? So after you figure out the problems, now you want to know what are their desires, right? So their desires that I was able to gather was feeling itch free, right? It doesn't feel greasy. It smells great. It helps you sleep through the night without itching, right? It never feels heavy. It makes my skin feel calm. I want it to uplift my mood. I want my skin to feel hydrated and not so tight. So these are the desires that people are looking to get rid of or to feel, not get rid of, to feel when they, are not dealing with their eczema, when their eczema is under control. This is what they want to feel. They want to feel itch-free. They don't want to feel like the stuff they're putting on is greasy, right? So after gathering a bunch of problems and desires that I was able to build from just going on TikTok, also I went on Amazon. Amazon could be a good resource. If you feel like you're not finding good insight on your customers, Amazon is a great source to do. You can just search up eczema related products. That's what I did. I just searched up eczema and I found this eczema cream, and I just started looking through the comments to see what people are talking about, right? So after we was able to find our desires associated with the audience that we're trying to learn from and their problems, now we can check this off because we're done step 3, right? And then so now that we got the product, we know the avatar we want to speak to, and we know their desires and their problems, the next thing is to find a winning video format that goes viral on Instagram, right? So find like videos that go viral on Instagram and use the framework of that video to promote your product and talk about your product that you're trying to sell. So there's a page on Instagram that I love to use. This page is called Evolve Vita, and they let's just go to their page and just check out what they're doing, right? So this page right here is a faceless page, meaning that we don't know who's behind this page, but every video they damn near post gets millions of views, thousands of views, and they only have 185. So they're really good at telling stories and capturing attention on the platform, right? So I like to use the frameworks of their videos to, promote my products as well, because I think they do a really good job at storytelling. So I like to, kind of use their frameworks for my videos. So the first thing I want to do is I want to find a video that I want to use. Now, they got videos on here that don't have like as much views as others. Like, for example, this one got 9.3. This one only has 90K. So there's a greater chance if I use a framework of a 9.3 million video versus a 92K video of it working. So I would choose the ones that have millions of views already, right? So now this one has 3.2 million. And so we're just going to watch this video, or just a little bit of it.
To the women with the long.
We're going to watch just a little bit of the video so you guys can kind of get an understanding of what I mean by the framework, right?
This is home to the women with the longest hair in the world, where cutting hair happens only once in their lifetime. Their hair often reaches over 2 meters, with the longest recorded at an astonishing 3 meters. They wash their hair exclusively in a nearby.
Okay, so that's enough. So let's just look at how many people is engaging on their post. They're getting thousands of comments of people talking about, their products and just everything, right? So they got, I don't know why it's not letting you look at the comments, but they got almost 1,700 comments, 100K likes on this with 3.2 million views. So what I did was I took their framework and I put it on a sheet down here, and I essentially just put word for word how they structured their video. Okay, this first thing is a bold claim. The first thing is what did they say? They said, let's just go back. They said,
This is
home to the woman with the longest hair in the world, right? So that's a eye-catching statement, and it's a bold claim, right? So I'm going to do something similar for the product that I'm selling, right? So you kind of get the gist. You kind of want to study what they're doing, study what they're saying, how they're introducing the next clip, the next clip, the next clip, and you want to use that framework to sell your product, right? So when we scroll down, I'm going to show you guys a rough draft of what I was able to come up with my ad. Let's hit none, right? And so my bold claim was, eczema is one of the most common skin conditions in the world. You see how I did the world? I used that framework. This is for the other video that we just watched with Evolve Vita. They said, this is home to the woman with the longest hair in the world. I said, eczema is one of the most common skin conditions in the world, where it affects every 1 in 10 people globally, right? This is a major issue because it can be extremely difficult to live with. All the constant irritation, itching, and dryness. This is therapy for people living with eczema. It contains wild ingredients that are designed to calm the skin. Now, this was my rough draft, and when I'm making this, I don't want to try to make it perfect at the beginning. I just want to keep fine-tuning it to make it sound more and more natural and less salesy, and just feel like a video that's just giving you good information, right? Now, when it comes to making ads for your products, right, there are going to be different stages of awareness that you're going to be selling to the people that you're trying to talk to in certain audiences, right? For example, we're talking to people dealing with eczema, right? So people dealing with eczema, they are aware of their problem, right? You don't want to try to make a infomercial ad where it's is your skin itching? Do you feel dry sometimes? Maybe you have eczema, or you probably have eczema. Most people are aware that they have eczema, right? So you don't gotta try to make a ad sound like that, because then it sounds too salesy and it sounds cheesy, and it doesn't feel like it just feels like a bunch of fluff. You're not really getting to the point, right? So that I was kind of noticing that in the script a little bit, where I felt like it kind of felt like a little too salesy, a little too cheesy. So I just kept, going through it and, editing my script more and more until I fine tuned it to something where I felt like it was good, right? So I switched it up. So I'm going to show you guys more of what I did. So let's just show you this one. So I changed it, and instead of saying eczema is one of the most common skin conditions in the world, I changed it to, did you know 1 in 10 people experience eczema? Right? I feel like that feels way more natural, and it's like straight to the point. Did you know 1 in 10 people experience eczema? My next line is, it's disheartening to hear as it can be incredibly challenging to live with, right? And then I'm going to show you guys like the rest of what I was able to put down on here, so I don't gotta just keep going through it one by one, right? So let's scroll up. I put all of the constant irritation, itching, and dryness leads to more hyperpigmentation and flare-ups. One day your skin feels fine, and out of nowhere it flares up again. Here's the secret of calming your skin, right? So at this point of fine-tuning in this ad and continuously, making it feel more and more and more natural, I was able to come up with a script that I thought would do well when I would go in to make the video, right? Now, when it comes to making a video, the script that you put on there, it may still feel a little bit like salesy and not natural, and it doesn't flow when you put the voiceover on there, right? So you're still going to have to do some more fine tuning when you're doing the video as well. And so I'm going to show you guys the video that I was able to create with this product and how I was able to do it, right? So now that I have my script and stuff ready, right? Now what I want to do is I want to go over to the page, or if you're a brand, go to your brand, create a drive, right? And start downloading all the videos you have of your product, right? So I downloaded, a lot of different videos that she had. I downloaded this video, right? I downloaded this video. I just downloaded a bunch of, I gathered like as much content as I could just by scrolling through her page and, using the content that she already has available that I could use to make an ad with, right? So after I was able to, to gather enough content, the next thing I did was open this thing up into CapCut, because this is where I'm pretty much editing all of the videos for my clients, okay? So let's go back to the document. Also, guys, another thing that I forgot to mention too is if you want to improve the messaging that you're writing for your ads, one thing that I do is after I write down my next line, let's say I'd say, it's disheartening to hear as it is incredibly challenging to deal with. I'll copy this. I'll go over to Chat GPT, right? And what I'll do is I'll paste the message that I'm trying to, like the line that I'm trying to write, and then I'll say, please rewrite this, okay? And ChatGPT will write up another variation that I could use, and I just keep, trying different ones to whatever one feels natural to me. And I do this through the whole ad to make sure I fine tune, especially if I wrote something that I felt like was super long and I wanted to say it in a shorter way, in a more easier way. I would copy it, put it in ChatGPT and say, please make this shorter. Please rewrite this and make it shorter, right? And I'll let ChatGPT help me like just make the messaging a lot better for the ad, right? So now that we have our ad, right, we got all of our content that we're going to use in the ad. Now I'm going to show you guys how I was able to put together the video, okay? Okay, now I'm going to show you guys the actual video that I was able to create in CapCut. I'm not going to be showing you guys how I actually cut it up and did all that stuff in this video. I'm just going to keep it simple and just show you guys the finished product. But the editing part is really not hard because you're just like matching the length of the audio of what they're saying with the clip, and that's really it. And you just put AI generated captions on top of it to make it. It's not a lot. It doesn't involve a lot of editing, right? So this is the actual video that I was able to come up with the content that I took down from her page, and this is how the ad came out, right? So understand how like the ad that you're about to see is going to be different than the copy that I wrote because I made it shorter. I made it feel more natural, right? So we're going to play the video.
Did you know 1 in 10 people experience eczema? It's disheartening All the constant irritation and dryness leading to more inflammation. Here's a secret to calm your skin and fade dark spots. It's a natural remedy I made with sea moss and African shea butter. It can be used all over the body or as a spot treatment. It absorbs easily and doesn't leave greasy residue behind, helping you get through the day and night without itching. No need to feel self-conscious anymore. Click shop now to start your New Year skincare transformation.
Come on. Come on. Please tell me we did not just cook up. And I just taught you guys how to do this whole entire process in under 20 minutes, right? So I didn't make a 4-hour video where I had to watch long hour video trying to show you guys how to do something. I shortened it into 20 minutes and I taught you how to create a successful ad in 2025 that you can scale up to thousands, hundreds of thousands, even to $1 million profitably with the right strategy, the right marketing, and the right visuals that's going to capture your customers' attention, right? So now I just want to kind of give you guys like a breakdown of the actual ad, right? So if we go back to the script, the first thing that I kept was, did you know 1 in 10 people experience eczema, right? And so I put that there.
Did you know 1 in 10 people experience eczema?
Pause, right? Did you know 1 in 10 people experience eczema? The next line was, it's disheartening to hear as it can be incredibly challenging to live with. Now, when I put this on the actual ad, it felt like it was just drawn out. You know, it felt like it was just being too long. Like, I don't want the video to come off as like a sad story because people already are like in grief enough. They're already sad that they're dealing with. So I don't want to make it like, I don't want to just like be talking about their trauma and all like the whole ad. I want to get straight into it. I want to let them know that I understand and, you know, move on to the next thing, right? So instead of keeping all of this extra stuff, I got rid of this and I put it's disheartening, right? So check this out.
It's disheartening. All the constant irritation and dryness leading to...
Pause. Go back. Here we go. It's disheartening, right? So I just kept that. And then the next thing that I did was I kept all the constant irritation, itching, and dryness. I kept that, right? And so let's watch that.
All the constant irritation and dryness leading to more inflammation. Here's a secret.
Pause. Right? All the constant irritation and dryness, right? So originally I had all the constant irritation and dryness that leads to more hyperpigmentation due to flare-ups. One day your skin feels fine and then out of nowhere it flares up again. Right? So I feel like this part was like, I feel like we were talking too much about the trauma going on. And I feel like it just felt drawn out and it was just like, okay, what's your point? Right? Like they already know these things. We don't gotta like dwell on what they already know. You know, just make it simple. Like if something that's easy to understand doesn't need to be overly explained, right? So I didn't want to overly explain the process of eczema, right? The experience of eczema. So I got rid of this part that leads to hyperpigmentation. One day you're good. I got rid of this. And I said all the constant irritation, itching, and dryness that leads to more inflammation, right? So if we go back
to more inflammation.
Pause, right? And I got that right out of there. And then now I went on to here's a secret I created to calm your skin and fade dark spots, right? And I created this natural remedy that is made with sea moss and African shea butter. I also kept, it can be used all over the body or as a spot treatment. So I kept these 3 things. So let's look at it.
Here's a secret to calm your skin and fade dark spots. It's a natural remedy I made with sea moss and African shea butter. It can be used all over the body or as a spot treatment. It absorbs easily.
Pause. Right? Here we go. I kept all this and I fine-tuned it a little bit. I think so. I think I fine-tuned it a little bit. But I kept all this right here, right? And then I I grew up as a brown skinned girl facing the challenge of finding products that work for my skin, so I completely understand why. So I completely understand, which is why I designed my butters to nourish your skin while absorbing easily and leaving no greasy residue behind. And I felt like even this part felt like fluff, felt like it was just doing too much, so I got rid of it. But I end up, using this part that I used the part with. Let's go back. It absorbs easily. Okay.
Treatment.
I got right into it, right? I took out all this part and I just put it absorbs easily and leaves no greasy residue behind. So, right? So I got rid of all of this and I just put it absorbs easily and leaves no greasy residue behind. And then I also added it helps you get through the day. It helps you get through the day and sleep peacefully at night without itching. So I thought this part was a little drawn out, so I changed this a little. I just changed the wording up a little bit. As you can see, if we look at this clip,
It absorbs easily and doesn't leave greasy residue behind, helping you get through the day and night without itching. No.
Right? And then the last thing I had was my butter is more than just skincare. It totally lifts your mood, make you feel happier. I felt like that part was fluff too, so I just kind of, I took that out as well, and I put in no need to feel subconscious. Click now to start your new skincare transformation, right? So that's what I just end up using this part, right? So this is what we end up using in the ad. So I'm gonna make all of this stuff like a custom green. Let's say green. Or I think we're gonna go dark. Oh no, that's not what you're doing. I'm trying to make the background. So yeah, I end up using this part. I'm gonna just show you guys all the stuff that I use. Right, I use this part. I use this part too, but I changed it up a little bit, like the wording. I use this part. I use these parts. Right, and I use this part, and I use this part, and this part. Right, so all this other stuff I got rid of. Got rid of this, got rid of this, got rid of this, got rid of all of this stuff I got rid of. Right, so it's a lot of stuff that didn't make the cut. So it's like you gotta constantly fine tune the ad to make it just sound more natural. Like get rid of stuff that's just not necessary in the ad. So now let's finish watching the rest of the video and then we're gonna rewatch it so you guys can kind of see how I made it more seamless and more smooth with the ad, right?
No need to feel self-conscious anymore. Click shop now to start your new year skincare transformation.
All right, now we gotta watch this banger one more time. And honestly, I watch my videos probably over 100 times, guys, before I choose to be like, all right, this is good, because I just know when the ad speaks to me. When it speaks to me, usually there's a high probability it's gonna work really good, right? So let me play this again so you guys can kind of see it again.
Did you know 1 in 10 people experience eczema? It's disheartening. All the constant irritation and dryness leading to more inflammation. Here's a secret to calm your skin and fade dark spots. It's a natural remedy I made with sea moss and African shea butter. It can be used all over the body or as a spot treatment. It absorbs easily and doesn't leave greasy residue behind, helping you get through the day and night without itching. No need to feel self-conscious anymore. Click shop now to start your new year skincare transformation.
Come on, I cook. All right, so I mean, guys, that pretty much concludes the video on how to create successful ads in 2025 that can scale. And this is the process, that I go through to, create high quality ads for my clients. So if you want me to run your ads, create the scripts, and repurpose the content and run it on meta ads for you, hit the link in my description to fill out a client assessment form so we can see if you qualify for us to work with you. And if you want to be mentored by me as well, you can click click the link where you'll get access to my mentorship. So I trust this video served you guys well, offered you a lot of value. And if you feel like this video really helped you kind of like understand how to create better ads, definitely drop a comment and let me know what you think. And let me know what else you guys want me to make. Because, bro, I am like a multifaceted being. And when it comes to, making money online, I have so many expertise and skill set that I want to share with you guys and offer more value to you. So I trust this video, served you guys well. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.